Hello and welcome. Welcome to Daily English Whisper. My name is Alex. And today, I want to tell you another story. This story is quiet. This story is simple. But this story has meaning. The title of today's episode is The Quiet Neighbor. Before we begin, I want you to relax. You don't need to understand every word. You don't need to think about grammar. Just listen. And when I ask you, repeat slowly. This story is made for listening practice. It is also made for shadowing. Slow English. Clear English. Everyday English. Now, let me start the story. It was early in the morning. The building was quiet. No loud music. No voices in the hallway. Just the sound of doors closing softly. Emma stood in her kitchen. She held a cup of coffee with both hands. The coffee was warm. She liked mornings like this. Calm. Slow. Peaceful. Emma lived in a small apartment building. She had lived there for 2 years. Most of the neighbors were friendly. Some smiled. Some said hello. But there was one neighbor who was different. Very different. He lived in the apartment next to hers. Emma did not know his name. She only knew one thing. He was very quiet. She never heard music from his apartment. She never heard the TV. She never heard people visiting. Sometimes, Emma wondered if anyone lived there at all. But every morning, she saw the same thing. The door next to hers opened quietly. A man walked out. He always wore dark clothes. He always walked slowly. He never looked at his phone. He never rushed. And he never spoke. Emma saw him many times. In the hallway. Near the stairs. Outside the building. But they never talked. They never even said hello. At first, Emma did not think much about it. People are different, she thought. Some people like to talk. Some people like silence. But slowly, she became curious. She thought, why is he always so quiet? Now listen to that sentence. Why is he always so quiet? Repeat slowly. Why is he always so quiet? Good. Emma tried to remember the last time she heard his voice. She could not. She had never heard him speak. Not to her. Not to anyone. One morning, Emma opened her door. And there he was. Standing in the hallway. He looked surprised. For a moment, they just stood there. The hallway felt very quiet. Emma felt uncomfortable. Her heart beat a little faster. She wanted to say something. Anything. But the words did not come. The man nodded slightly. A small movement. Then he walked away. Emma closed her door slowly. She leaned against it. That was strange, she thought. Now listen. That was strange. Repeat slowly. That was strange. Good. Emma finished her coffee. She got ready for work. As she walked down the stairs, she thought about the quiet neighbor again. She felt something new. Not fear. Not worry. Curiosity. She wondered what his life was like. Did he work from home? Did he live alone? Did he like silence? Emma told herself, "It's not my business." But still, she thought about him. That day at work, Emma found it hard to focus. Her mind returned to the quiet neighbor. She imagined different stories. Maybe he was shy. Maybe he was sad. Maybe he was just private. At lunch, her coworker sat next to her. "You look distracted," her coworker said. Emma smiled. "I'm just thinking," she replied. "Now listen. I'm just thinking." Repeat slowly. I'm just thinking. Good. Later that evening, Emma returned home. The hallway was empty. The light above the stairs was on. She walked slowly. As she reached her door, she heard something. A sound. Very soft. It came from the apartment next to hers. She stopped. She listened carefully. It was music. Very quiet music. Almost like a whisper. Emma felt surprised. She thought, "He listens to music. Now listen." He listens to music. Repeat slowly. He listens to music. Good. Emma smiled to herself. The quiet neighbor was not invisible. He was just quiet. She opened her door and went inside. But that night, as she prepared for bed, she kept thinking. Maybe she didn't know him. But maybe there was more to learn. And this thought stayed with her. As Emma turned off the light, she whispered one sentence to herself. Everyone has a story. Now listen carefully. Everyone has a story. Repeat slowly. Everyone has a story. Very good. And this is where our story truly begins. The next morning came quietly. Emma woke up before her alarm. The room was still dark. She lay in bed for a moment and listened. No noise. No voices. Just the soft sound of the city far away. Emma got up slowly. She went to the kitchen and made her coffee again. The same cup. The same routine. But something felt different today. She thought about the music. The quiet music. From the apartment next to hers. She wondered what kind of music it was. Happy music? Sad music? Old music? She didn't know. Emma drank her coffee and looked at the door. She listened. Nothing. No sound from next door. She got dressed and prepared to leave for work. When she opened her door, she stopped. The quiet neighbor was there again, standing in the hallway. This time, he was holding a small box. He looked at Emma. Emma looked at him. For a second, neither of them moved. Then Emma did something new. She smiled. A small smile. A careful smile. The man noticed. He looked surprised. Then, he smiled back. It was a quick smile. But it was real. Emma felt warm inside. She said something. Very softly. Good morning. Now listen. Good morning. Repeat slowly. Good morning. Good. The man hesitated. Then he answered. Good morning. His voice was quiet, but clear. Emma felt a little proud. She had broken the silence. They stood there for a moment. Not awkward. Just calm. The man pointed to the box. I'm moving some things, he said. Emma nodded. I see, she replied. Now listen. I see. Repeat slowly. I see. Good. There was a pause. Emma wanted to continue. She felt nervous. But she tried. I live next door, she said. Now listen. I live next door. Repeat slowly. I live next door. Good. The man nodded again. Yes, he said. I know. They both smiled. The hallway didn't feel strange anymore. It felt normal. Then the man said something unexpected. My name is Daniel. Emma felt surprised. Not because of the name, but because he shared it. I'm Emma, she replied. Now listen. I'm Emma. Repeat slowly. I'm Emma. Good. Daniel held the box a little tighter. I don't talk much, he said. But I listen. Emma liked that sentence. She nodded. That's okay, she said. I talk enough. They both laughed softly. The laugh was quiet. But it felt good. Then Daniel looked at his watch. I have to go, he said. Emma nodded again. Me too, she replied. Now listen. Me too. Repeat slowly. Me too. Good. Daniel took a step back. It was nice to meet you, he said. Emma smiled. It was nice to meet you too. Now listen carefully. It was nice to meet you too. Repeat slowly. It was nice to meet you too. Very good. Daniel walked down the hallway. Emma watched him go. She felt something new. Not curiosity. Connection. She closed her door and leaned against it. Her heart was beating a little faster. But she felt calm. On her way to work, Emma thought about the moment. It was small. Very small. But it mattered. She realized something important. Silence does not mean distance. Sometimes, it just means waiting. waiting for the right moment. And now, the silence felt different. Not empty. Full of possibility. And Emma knew this was only the beginning. That day passed quickly. Emma worked, answered emails, and went to meetings. But her mind returned again and again to the quiet neighbor, to Daniel. She replayed the moment in the hallway. The smile, the voice, the simple words. It was not a long conversation, but it felt important. Emma realized something. Sometimes, one small moment can change how we see someone. That evening, Emma returned home later than usual. The sky was already dark. The hallway lights were on. She walked slowly, listening to her footsteps. As she reached her door, she noticed something new. The door next to hers was open. Just a little. Light came from inside. Emma stopped. She didn't want to be curious, but she felt curious. She heard a sound. Not music this time. A soft sound. A voice. Daniel was talking. On the phone. Emma stood still. She didn't want to listen. But she heard one sentence. "I'm okay," Daniel said quietly. "Now listen." "I'm okay." Repeat slowly. "I'm okay." Good. Emma felt something change inside her. She realized something important. Daniel was not quiet because he had nothing to say. He was quiet because he chose his words carefully. Emma unlocked her door and went inside. She didn't turn on the TV. She sat on the couch. She thought about her own life. About how often she spoke, just to fill silence. About how uncomfortable silence sometimes felt. Daniel seemed comfortable with it. That made her think. Later that night, Emma heard a knock. A soft knock. She stood up slowly. Her heart beat faster. She opened the door. Daniel stood there. He looked a little nervous. "I'm sorry," he said. "I didn't mean to disturb you." "Now listen." "I didn't mean to disturb you." Repeat slowly. "I didn't mean to disturb you." Good. Emma shook her head. "It's okay," she said. "What's wrong?" Daniel held something in his hands. It was a small package. "This was delivered to my apartment," he said. "But it has your name." Emma looked at the package. She smiled. "Oh," she said. "Thank you." "Now listen." "Thank you." Repeat slowly. "Thank you." Good. There was a pause. A comfortable pause. Emma noticed something. Daniel didn't look away this time. He looked at her. Really looked. "You work late," he said. Emma nodded. "Yes," she replied. "Most days." Now listen. "Most days." Repeat slowly. "Most days." Good. Daniel thought for a moment. "I hear you come home late," he said. "I hope I'm not too loud." Emma smiled again. "You're not loud at all," she said. "You're the quietest neighbor I've ever had." Daniel laughed softly. "I get that a lot," he said. They both stood there. The hallway felt warm now. Friendly. Emma decided to try something. "Do you like living here?" she asked. "Now listen carefully. Do you like living here?" Repeat slowly. "Do you like living here?" Good. Daniel thought. "Yes," he said slowly. "I like quiet places." Emma nodded. "Me too," she replied. They shared a small smile. Another pause. Then Daniel said something unexpected. "I play music," he said. "But only at night. Very quietly." Emma remembered the sound. The soft music. "I heard it yesterday," she said. "It was nice." Now listen. "It was nice." Repeat slowly. "It was nice." Good. Daniel looked surprised. "You heard it?" Emma nodded. "Yes," she said. It made the hallway feel calm. Daniel smiled. "I'm glad," he said. For a moment, neither of them spoke. And the silence felt good. Then Daniel took a step back. "I should let you rest," he said. Emma nodded. "Thank you for bringing the package," she said. Now listen. "Thank you for bringing the package." Repeat slowly. "Thank you for bringing the package." Good. Daniel smiled one last time. "Good night," he said. Emma answered softly. "Good night." Now listen. "Good night." Repeat slowly. "Good night." Very good. Emma closed the door. She leaned against it again. But this time, her heart felt calm. She realized something important. Sometimes, we think silence means distance. But sometimes, silence is just space. Space for trust. Space for connection. That night, as Emma prepared for bed, she felt grateful. Not because something big happened, but because something real did. A quiet connection. And she had a feeling. This story was still unfolding. The next few days passed quietly. But something had changed. Emma noticed it in small ways. When she opened her door in the morning, she listened. Not because she expected noise, but because she felt aware. Sometimes she heard nothing. Sometimes she heard soft footsteps. Slow footsteps. Daniel's footsteps. They did not rush. They did not echo. They moved calmly down the hallway. Emma liked that sound. It felt steady. One evening, as Emma came home from work, she saw Daniel again. This time, he was sitting on the stairs. He was not looking at his phone. He was not reading. He was just sitting. Thinking. Emma stopped a few steps away. "Hi," she said softly. "Now listen." "Hi." Repeat slowly. "Hi." "Good." Daniel looked up. He smiled. "Hi," he replied. There was no awkward silence this time. Just space. Emma sat down on the step above him. Not too close. Not too far. The light above them was warm. The building felt safe. "I don't usually sit here," Emma said. "But today was long." "Now listen." Today was long. Repeat slowly. Today was long. Good. Daniel nodded. "Yes," he said. "I can hear it in your steps." Emma smiled. "That obvious?" she asked. Daniel smiled back. "A little," he said. They both laughed softly. The laughter faded into silence. But the silence did not feel heavy. It felt shared. Emma looked at Daniel. "Can I ask you something?" she said. "Now listen carefully." "Can I ask you something?" Repeat slowly. "Can I ask you something?" Good. Daniel nodded. "Yes," he said. Emma hesitated for a moment. She chose her words carefully. "Why are you so quiet?" she asked. The question hung in the air. Not uncomfortable. Just honest. Daniel did not answer right away. He looked at the wall. Then at the stairs. Finally, he spoke. "I used to talk a lot," he said. Emma listened. "When I was younger," Daniel continued, "I thought silence meant something was wrong." Emma nodded slowly. "I know that feeling," she said. Daniel smiled slightly. "But then," he said, "I learned something." Emma waited. "Silence is not empty," Daniel said. "It's full. You just have to listen. Now listen carefully. Silence is not empty." Repeat slowly. Silence is not empty. Good. Emma felt something shift inside her. She had never thought about silence that way. "I think I understand," she said quietly. Daniel looked at her. "Most people don't ask," he said. "They just assume." Emma nodded. "I assumed too," she admitted. Daniel shrugged. "That's normal," he said. They sat together for a moment. The building was quiet. A door closed somewhere above them. A car passed outside. Emma felt grounded. She felt present. "I like the way you listen," Daniel said suddenly. Emma looked surprised. "Me?" she asked. "Yes," he said. "You don't rush to fill the space." Emma smiled. "I'm learning," she said. "Now listen." "I'm learning." Repeat slowly. "I'm learning." Good. Daniel stood up slowly. "I usually play music now," he said. "In the evening." Emma smiled. "I know," she said. "It's very calm." Daniel seemed pleased. "If you ever want to listen," he said. "You're welcome." Emma felt warmth in her chest. "Thank you," she replied. "I'd like that." "Now listen." "I'd like that." Repeat slowly. "I'd like that." Good. They walked up the stairs together. At their doors, they stopped. "Well," Emma said. "Good night." "Now listen." "Good night." Repeat slowly. "Good night." Good. "Good night," Daniel replied. Emma went inside her apartment. She closed the door gently. She did not turn on the TV. She sat quietly for a moment. She thought about silence, about space, about how connection doesn't always need many words. Sometimes, it just needs attention. That night, Emma fell asleep easily. And in her mind, one thought stayed with her. Silence can bring people closer. And this quiet neighbor was no longer a stranger. The evening after that felt different. Not louder. Not more exciting. Just warmer. Emma finished her dinner and washed the dishes slowly. She did not turn on the TV. She did not check her phone. She remembered Daniel's words. Silence is not empty. She thought about that sentence. Now listen. Silence is not empty. Repeat slowly. Silence is not empty. Good. Emma sat on the couch. She looked at the wall she shared with Daniel's apartment. For the first time, the wall did not feel like a barrier. It felt like a connection. A few minutes later, she heard music. Very soft music. Piano. Slow notes. Gentle notes. Emma closed her eyes. She listened. The music did not ask for attention. It did not interrupt. It simply existed. Emma felt calm. She thought, "This feels peaceful." Now listen. This feels peaceful. Repeat slowly. This feels peaceful. Good. After a while, the music stopped. Emma stood up. She hesitated for a moment. Then she did something she had never done before. She knocked on Daniel's door. Very softly. Her heart beat faster. The door opened slowly. Daniel stood there. He looked surprised, but not uncomfortable. "Hi," Emma said quietly. "Now listen." "Hi." Repeat slowly. "Hi." Good. Daniel smiled. "Hi," he replied. There was a short pause. Emma spoke. "I heard your music," she said. "It was really nice." Now listen. "It was really nice." Repeat slowly. "It was really nice." Good. Daniel looked relieved. "Thank you," he said. "I worry sometimes." Emma shook her head. "You don't need to worry," she said. "It helps me relax." Now listen. "It helps me relax." Repeat slowly. It helps me relax. Good. Daniel stepped aside. Would you like to come in? He asked. Emma hesitated. Then she nodded. Yes, she said. For a moment. Now listen. For a moment. Repeat slowly. For a moment. Good. Daniel's apartment was simple. No clutter. No bright lights. Just a small lamp. A chair. And a piano near the window. Emma looked around. It's nice, she said. Now listen. It's nice. Repeat slowly. It's nice. Good. Daniel sat at the piano. I don't play for people, he said. But you listen well. Emma smiled. I like listening, she replied. Daniel nodded. He placed his hands on the keys. The music began again. Emma sat quietly. She did not speak. She did not move. She listened. The notes filled the room. Not loudly. Not strongly. Gently. Emma felt something she had not felt in a long time. Stillness. She thought. I don't need to say anything. Now listen. I don't need to say anything. Repeat slowly. I don't need to say anything. Good. When the music ended, Daniel stayed still. Emma stayed still too. No one rushed to speak. Finally, Emma said quietly, Thank you. Now listen. Thank you. Repeat slowly. Thank you. Good. Daniel nodded. I'm glad you came, he said. Emma stood up. I should go, she said. But I'm happy I listened. Now listen. I'm happy I listened. Repeat slowly. I'm happy I listened. Good. At the door, they paused. Emma looked at Daniel. I think, she said slowly. Silence brought us here. Daniel smiled. Yes, he said. It did. They shared a quiet smile. Emma walked back to her apartment. She closed the door gently. She leaned against it. Her heart felt full. Not because something big happened, but because something real did. Connection. Without many words. That night, Emma lay in bed and listened to the quiet building. She did not feel alone. She felt connected. And she knew something now. Silence can be shared. And when it is shared, it becomes something beautiful. The next morning arrived quietly. Emma woke up before her alarm again. The light came through the window softly. She did not rush. She stayed in bed for a moment and listened. The building was quiet, but it did not feel empty. It felt alive. Emma stood up and went to the kitchen. She made her coffee. The familiar smell filled the room. As she held the warm cup, she thought about the night before. The music. The stillness. the feeling of being present. She realized something important. Not all connection comes from talking. Some connection comes from listening. Now listen. Some connection comes from listening. Repeat slowly. Some connection comes from listening. Good. Emma got ready for the day. When she opened her door, she paused. The hallway was empty. But she felt something new. Comfort. As she walked toward the stairs, she heard a door open behind her. Daniel stepped out of his apartment. They saw each other. They did not seem surprised. They smiled. "Good morning," Emma said softly. "Now listen." "Good morning." Repeat slowly. "Good morning." "Good." "Good morning," Daniel replied. They walked down the stairs together. No rush. No need to fill the space. Halfway down, Daniel spoke. "I'm glad you knocked yesterday," he said. Emma nodded. "I almost didn't," she replied. "But I'm glad I did." Now listen. I'm glad I did. Repeat slowly. I'm glad I did. Good. Daniel smiled. "I think," he said slowly, "people are afraid of silence." Emma thought about that. "Yes," she said. "I was afraid too." They reached the bottom of the stairs. Outside, the street was waking up. Cars passed. People walked by. Life continued. Daniel stopped near the door. "I usually walk this way," he said. Emma nodded. "Me too," she replied. They walked together for a short distance. Not talking much, but walking side by side. That felt important. At the corner, Daniel stopped. "Well," he said, "have a good day." Now listen. Have a good day. Repeat slowly. Have a good day. Good. You too, Emma replied. Now listen. You too. Repeat slowly. You too. Good. They went their separate ways. Emma walked to work. But she felt different. Lighter. More aware. She noticed the sound of her steps. The sound of the city. The sound of her own breathing. She realized something. Silence had changed her. Not by removing sound, but by teaching her how to listen. Now listen carefully. Silence teaches us how to listen. Repeat slowly. Silence teaches us how to listen. Good. At work, Emma felt calmer. She listened more. She spoke less. But when she spoke, her words felt clear. That evening, when Emma returned home, she heard music again. Soft. Familiar. She smiled. She did not knock this time. She didn't need to. She knew the connection was there. She sat by the window. She listened. And she felt grateful. Not for the music alone, but for the quiet moments that brought people together. Now let me speak to you. This story is not only about Emma and Daniel. It is about you too. Sometimes, we feel pressure to speak, to explain, to fill every silence. But you don't need to. Silence is not a problem. Silence is space. Space to feel. Space to listen. Space to connect. And this is true for learning English too. You don't need to rush. You don't need to speak all the time. You can listen. You can repeat slowly. You can let the language come to you. Learning happens in calm moments. Now listen to this final sentence. I can learn in quiet moments. Repeat slowly. I can learn in quiet moments. Very good. If this story felt calm, if it felt real, if it felt close to your life, then you are learning the right way. Slowly, gently, with attention. Thank you for listening. Thank you for sharing this quiet moment with me. This is Alex, whispering English with you. I'll see you in the next story. Take care.